last time during stream was focused on cleaning up the rat boss, the rat king boss. Just so I have a good, like, a decently done first boss to have a vertical slice with, basically to transition into. Offline, I can't remember who it was last time or the time before that, but I like filed a note bug on myself to figure out the collision layers. I was just running out of bits and it had just like ad hoc grown over time so much that it was like a real mess. And that actually turned out to be like a pretty big problem, like pretty involved to fix. I have just a lot of stuff that was assuming the collision layers are very important to how I set the stuff up. Um, I was doing very little checking of like a of tags or names or anything like that. There was sort of the assumption built in that if a thing is colliding, it's relevant. You don't have to check because I figured that would be faster, and it probably is. But it just wasn't. It is just like anything else that just grows over time, you know. Um, gonna end up a lot messier at 20 entries if it grows over time versus if you sit down and like pick, okay, what are the categories of things I need? So I can actually show that not only do we have sort of things nicely organized here into like, oh, here's visual effects stuff, player stuff, world stuff, enemy stuff, and then collectibles, players, like these are sort of catch-all, collide with player, collide with enemy type things. Um, and also with these like sort of buffer zones here, this lets if there's something I didn't think about, this let me expand like sort of any of the categories uh, without having to reorganize everything because it's just a bit mask, right? So like if I move enemy body to number 9, everything that's set to enemy body is going to be wrong. It all has to, I have to go through every object that's set to enemy body and change it to the new value. So hopefully this is just like a nice organized layout. I don't have to worry about my collision layers ever again. I think I have everything I would need to finish, but I also have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 buffer zones. Hey, better yet, shark. Um, so yeah, finally untangle those collision layers. That turned out to be a pretty big challenge, but it let me do a bunch of stuff. It simplified the player collision. I had one-way platform issues where you could sometimes fall through them. There were sometimes wall hugging issues where if you like just moved your horizontal momentum against a wall while you were falling, you could just like pin yourself there. Fall bouncing. If you had too much velocity when you hit a platform, you would do a little bounce, and if you were expecting to just like do a jump there, it messed up your jump momentum in a weird way. It felt wrong and bad. And some inconsistent trigger behavior. I think this was part of the problem with the one-way platforms, where because like I had built up the player as like a combination of 5 different colliders, I think I was sending more like enter and exit events than I intended. It wasn't like as atomic as I expected it to be. So that's down to 1 collider now that's interacting with like trigger stuff to send signals, and that fixed a few different bugs. Also, some burrower behavior cleanup fix type stuff. And I think that with all of that, I'm in a pretty good state for this first level. Not perfect, definitely lots more polishing room to happen. And you can see this is like a debug thing, it would turn off in the real game, but the sort of anchors on these one-way platforms change color to indicate whether or not the platform is real, like whether or not you can stand on it or you can jump through it. So if they're, you can kind of see as I'm jumping up how the one-way platforms work, that they just basically, if they see me coming in, they turn themselves on before you land on them. And here's some burrowers. These things have physics now. I feel like that it just feels better. I don't know why. They have spawn and despawn animations on the projectiles. The projectiles actually hurt you. There's some spin to them. Yeah, so just overall cleaned up the burrowers. I want smarter movement for the rats than they currently have. But I don't really want to do that today. I'd rather do this stringing together of levels so that we start to have a real game that you can play through. Because right now I get here to the top, there's nowhere to go. It's game over. It's the end. There's no way to get to the bosses. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. Is we are doing level transitions, stitching this stuff together into a game, basically. So the first step will be to just load a level correctly. And we want to deal with the base platform, just this thing. Probably just want to be slightly smaller or different in a new level. Just a system to swap out a particular base platform or something. Then once we can actually go to the next level and everything like that works, we add in the code to make sure that the player's like status, the health, the items, and the money go with them to the next level. Because I think like if you just do it the dumb way, like load scene or whatever, it's just gonna give you a brand new player prefab, so it won't remember your stuff. So once we have that player state traveling through, we're going to add in the rat boss level. So it's going to go Meadow 1, Meadow 2, then the rat boss. And then once we load into the rat boss and it works fine, we're going to add like a boss end event so that the rat boss can loop you back around to the beginning. And if we have extra time at the end, like who knows how much this we'll get to, we'll try and get to as much as we can. But the last thing would be, I don't think there are I mean, like the systems are in place, but I'm not passing through the values for like making Meadow 2 harder than Meadow 1, for example. And if we're going to do an infinite looping thing, when I add the difficulty, like maybe we can just keep doing that for like the current vertical state of the game. I don't know. But either way, first step here is we're going to do this from the end of the level to the beginning of this next level, this level load. So let's get started on that. Okay. Oops, I switched to a different desktop. Okay. So basically what we want to happen here is when we're doing our initial level spawn that puts all these platforms and stuff, we are going to put an object at the top of the like map where the camera stops. That if you hit this object, it'll trigger like a level end and go to the next level. In the future, we're gonna do vines for this, I think, because there is a this character controller I'm using has a climb animation, like for climbing a ladder. So we can probably swap that in where if you just like if you jump up into this like hang down of a bunch of vines, it'll do the ladder climb animation. And then when it can sort of climb into the next level, you know what I mean, over the base platform and land the player there. Okay, so yeah, right here is where we want to spawn our item. Or whatever, our trigger that tells us we beat the level and we're going to the next level. It looks like based on the spline and maybe based on the chickens as well, the camera is not lining up with the like the spawn of the world. Like the camera is either the world is too like long, that we're spawning too much world beyond where we want the camera to go, or the camera just needs to go further. I think the solution here is just a little bit in the middle probably, where I want to move the spawning down, but also move the camera bounds up. And actually, I should just collapse them to a common code path. Where yeah, we'll move the spawn range down, but we should just add in some code that the camera, that we set the camera bounds to be equal to that spawn range. It shouldn't be two separate things that need to be kept in sync. So where does the camera spawn range come from? It just comes from this movement clamp AABB, which this doesn't seem right. Maybe we are already setting it because 100 seems wrong to me. It's center. Oh, okay. So it goes from 0 to 200 basically. because its center is at 100, it goes 100 down, and it goes 100 up. So our map is 200 tall, or at least that's what our camera can traverse. But let's see how our level is spawning in. Okay, we're doing 30 chunks per level, which is slightly too many. I think if we bring this down to 25, that's probably sort of the split the difference we were looking for. And then we need to look at these, like, yeah, these level manager start routines. And here we're going to say set camera bounds based on total height of level. And we can just do camera.main to get our primary camera. And then we say get component MCL AABB. So we can call this cam AABB. That's an axis aligned bounding box. And so we know the chunk height, right? That's in like World Manager S chunk or level S chunk height somewhere. Platform spawner, I think. Platform spawner S chunk size dot Y. So that's how big a chunk is, and then we know how many chunks there are here. So we can say level chunk, chunks per level, times this, times the chunk size, gives us the float level height, that, and the level height, or I guess the AABB, is it like a start Y? I think there is. Is there a platform spawner start Y? Okay, yeah. So it is start Y plus level height divided by 2 is the center. Float center Y is this. And then we have extent is going to be just equal to level height divided by 2. So yeah, we'll put the box in the middle of the available space, and then the extent is like half the size of the available space that we want to cover. So then we just say cam AABB dot set bounds to bounds. I guess, okay, it's a center and a size. New vector 3, 0, center Y. New vector 3, 0, extent Y. Yeah, it doesn't move horizontally, so that's fine. All right, well, there was no X on that AABB, if I remember correctly. Yeah. Okay, so let's test that out. What do we expect to see happen? We expect that our camera will stop closer to the end of the spawn platforms, and there might be some fudge factor we need to apply, but we're just gonna have to see. And all this jumping around is good for me to notice problems, think about how things might need to change. Oh, see, like that. I don't like that, where if you're invincible, if you're like invulnerable from iframes, right? Like you just took damage. All right, we made it to the top. We can pause. It looks like that did not line up at all, so our math was wrong. But anyway, like I was saying, if you're invincible because you recently took damage, like we don't want to spam the damage events, have you take a bunch of damage in a row. I just went 101 to 50. That doesn't seem right. Is that really? Okay. Did this happen? Let's debug. Yes, so. Chunk plus level height is 200. What am I missing here? Oh, I guess I mean, since it's only two, it's not going to be a big difference, but technically you need to do, well, no. Oh, wait, I'm trying to think. I think this might be off by one, but like being off by one isn't going to be the thing. Chunks are Y. But this would be like the midpoint of these two things, right? Then we also want to add that to start Y. So yeah, it's off by two, but like being off by two isn't going to be the thing. So let's remove this breakpoint and jump to the end again. And we can maybe like take a look at the spawn chunk locations. Ooh, why are you not following me? I guess it is. I guess we all that's a matter of fudge factor. Is now that it's only in from like the start place where a platform can be. So we really actually want to just add this to the extent, I think. Adding this to the extent. Oh wait, we add to the extent and this. I guess we only technically need to add half to the extent, but adding all of it to the extent should give it that extra little bit of a fudge factor. Let's see, like if I fall back down, is it? Yeah. So that's still not right. I get stuck there, or I don't know. Let's follow through with our previously stated debug plan here. This is some breakpoint I left from a while ago. Oh no, and then I stopped paying attention. No. Just cleaning that up. And the next thing I want to add to like the platforming and collecting aspect of it is I want enemy kills to give you a little reward of money. I feel like that would be helpful to offering like other potential styles of play. Like I feel like that is a thing in Downwell. Okay, so it looks like actually the chunk height is, so I'm gonna pause. But it looks like the chunk height is roughly correct here. Because as I jump up, it doesn't spawn any new platforms. It's probably got all the platforms it has to spawn. And we can confirm that by clicking in on this one. Oh, no, there are more. Why is that? Are you off by roughly 8? Yes. So, actually, you know what? Why even fudge this? Let's just get the final thing we need to get to. You know? Why are we estimating? Because there will be like some give and take as a result of randomness involved in the platform spawning. So it's possible that it's not going to land nicely on the boundary. I mean, it's still more off than I would expect, but instead of like doing a quick calculation, we can just get the final platform, right? Yeah, so we can do something like, well, let's just comment this out. Final platform height is going to be equal to level data dot platform data dot, I guess, int final platform index is going to be equal to platform or level data dot, I guess, no, where do these consts live? In the chunks, level chunk? Yeah, K chunks per level minus 1. The guess at it. Um, I think that's also times K level chunk K chunks per platforms per chunk. Right. Because we want okay there. Oh wait. Not platforms per. It's one of these needs to be K chunks per level. We get this dot game objects dot obj dot transform dot position dot y. And let's just, as a quick test, squawk that out in the console, and then we can check to see it whether or not it lines up with our expectations by looking at the scene view and seeing if final platform has that position. Okay, 192.051 looks correct to me. Technically, if we want to get the higher position, this would be final platform height equals int second to. Well, that's fine. I'm saying technically it's not the highest one in the row, and we could take that into account, but like I don't think we need to. Because we're gonna add fudge factors anyway. So in fact, let's say const float k camera bounds fudge y is, we'll say, I don't know, 3.5 units. Then the center y is equal to final platform height times half. And the extent y is equal to final platform height, or I guess I can just say the center plus k camera fudge bounds y. Yeah, because positive is what we want. It'll go in both directions. And then we uncomment this that uses the same variable name. Okay, let's see if that lines up better. I don't know why the other thing didn't work though. In theory, it should have. I mean, it should have at least worked within like plus or minus 8 units basically, but it was off by like 30. Unless maybe the camera is on like some different space. Alright, made it, we pause. Is this the final platform? Gotta be real, it does not look like it. Yeah, we still have a bunch of platforms that are disabled. What the heck? Is my math just stupid? I think that's what it is. This doesn't seem right. But I don't understand why it's not right. How is the? Well, let's just debug it. That's how we find out. Oh, am I misunderstanding what bounds are? Yes. It's having it for me. Okay. That's what happened. So it probably was right before. Well, I guess it's just this. I don't need to do two. Okay, does this line up? I think I'm finally over the hill on these one-way platforms. They're not as troublesome for me as ledge grab has been, but I think they are pretty dang consistent now. Unless they, except that one time where I wasn't paying attention, I'm not sure if it triggered incorrectly. I haven't noticed any time where I was certain it was triggering it correctly. Bad. Oh, ledge grab, you failed me. Yeah, ledge grab still needs a winning pass. Uh-oh, I see errors being spammed in the console. But it does look like we ran out of platforms, so that's good. Okay. So okay, since basically what's happening here is this component is responsible for taking those inactive platforms and activating them. And because of that fudge factor, it's getting to a point where it expects a like a new set of platforms, but there isn't one. We're gonna say if I is greater than platforms per chunk. Or I guess it's, yeah, platforms per chunk. And we'll probably just have to put this in a variable because it's going to be too long. Int max, or I guess it's like platform count is equal to this times, not I, this k chunks per row, or k chunks per level. And if I is greater than or equal to platform count, just early out. Okay. And what we're gonna do is like create a new like end of level vine, whatever prefab. That's just gonna be a box for now, but the idea would be the vine eventually. So maybe we'll use this platform activator to turn that on. But for now, we're just gonna update it so it doesn't crash with our fudge factor. I feel like there needs to be, there is a slight thing. Oh, it's still. Oh. I isn't good enough. We have to do this. Do this offset index. All right, third time's a charm. Third time's a charm. Oh, look at that. I'm even trying to hit. I'm trying to hit these platforms by like their worst angles. I think they are in pretty good shape. Like the corners used to be a problem. Oh, why is... I felt like I missed out on my double jump there, but I also hit a Unity editor lag spike, so like, who can say? That's why I gotta get more to a practice of testing like full builds, so I can rule, or like, you know, if there is a lag spike in Unity editor, it might be the case that there's like literally nothing you could have done. But if there's a lag spike in the actual built game, you can't like write that off as the reason for messing up your jump or whatever. Like, you need to fix that. It's your bug to fix. Okay. Still crashing. Oh, there's a different. I guess we need to separate early out. I guess here you could say, well, let's move this out to be a const here. A platform count is that. Whoa, I lost my place. There we go. And one here, and one here. I guess we want less than for this. And then here we like end of level mode or whatever. Spawning that prefab somehow, where we'll probably pre-spawn it but activate it with this. On the one hand, maybe I should reduce the chunks per level just to test more rapidly, but on the other hand, I want to test everything else here. And jumping up through every time helps me know whether or not, like for example there, I hit that one-way platform pretty hard. That's a pretty good stress case for bug I was having earlier where sometimes you could fall through them. So like, you know, looking for those kinds of things is a useful thing to do. Alright, here's the end. This guy will have to do something to like go up, but yeah, no crashes, we are good. And it seems like that's the end too, of the like sort of stuff. There's some chickens up there. It's possible they wandered up there. I'm gonna add a note. I'm not gonna deal with that now. Review chicken movement bounds. It seems like I say remove chicken spawn movement bounds. By the end of the level, they have wandered out of the level. They either spawn there or spawned in expected area and wandered there. Either way, it's a AAVB clamping problem. But we're not going to deal with that right now. Instead, we're going to make our prefab for our end of level thing here. So, pop down here. Basically, let's go ahead and copy this base platform, attach it. Oh, it's so annoying. All right, let's get rid of it. Can I paste it out here? Yes. Great. I get rid of this and put the grid on this and then deparent it. Okay. So do that. Get rid of that. We'll call this next level platform. Then we'll head into the tile map editor. This up so it's distinct. Then we'll just like trim it way down. Yes, movement convenient. Why not? That. At the bottom it's missing. And a bottom with the green bit. all this. Okay, and then we round this off. And we can even probably move that down. Great. We got our end block here. And we will have vines hanging down from it, I think, in the future. But for now, we're just going to throw a see-through sprite box. Will be next level trigger. And that reminds me, let's get rid of anything on this that shouldn't be there. I mean, rigid body's fine. This actually is all fine. I was expecting more stuff to be there. I was expecting like functional stuff associated with that intro animation. Okay, sprite renderer. It's gonna be just a square, but we'll color it green for style, and also to reduce the alpha. I guess 192 is too much. And it's gonna be pretty high up. We'll put 30. That's another thing I'm gonna have to freaking deal with at some point is the graphic sorting layers. That's another thing that I've just like kind of let grow over time, and long term I'll probably need to be pretty deliberate about. You know, if I have like some decor vines, right, that I could put on the foreground of platforms. Yeah, I'd probably use for an effect like this, and like what layer do they need to go on? I just have to guess, and I have to see if it looks right or wrong, which is not a good way to go. So yeah, it's similar to sort of the collision layer changes. I'll need to take these sorting layers and say like, okay, all the world things go on 20, and the base is like 25, and then like every player thing goes on 40. Just like some system like that. Okay, bigger, bigger. Oh, I forgot. I'm gonna add is it to do like level complete stats. I'd rather do that than the difficulty stuff. It's like telling you, okay, how quick did you go? How many coins did you get? How many enemies did you kill? How much damage did you take? Stuff like that. All right, we have our next level platform. Has a trigger on it. The trigger doesn't do anything. So we'll fix that in a moment. I think it's better to have an incremental goal of just spawning this in correctly. So let's see. It should be sprite unlit default. Sprite default, I guess. Okay, so resources, prefabs. I guess Vine be the closest. How do I trim that? I don't like how much dead space there is in this tile map. Is there a way to like trim and center a tile map of Unity? A quick answer did not come up. I don't want to deal with it right now. Something I'll take a look at offline. Okay, so next level prefab. We can delete it now because it's a prefab. Go back to our code. And in our level manager platform activator yet, we'll leave that for now. In our level manager, where we're doing this like camera stuff, we can get rid of the other way. Two. And I guess here we would say like final, like end of level block is it's gonna be float end of level y is center y plus extent y times half. And then we do instantiate. We'll have to load our prefab, so put private game object m end of level prefab. This is going to be in on awake. Say this is equal to utility load prefab, and the path is going to be prefabs bind. And then what do we name it again? I think next level platform. Okay. So now we have it, and we can spawn it here. And we'll need to set up a whole position. Os is going to be equal to new vector 3 of 0, end of level y, 0. Or we can leave the third 0 out. And then pos, quaternion, identity. I guess we should put it as a child of this just for cleanliness' sake. So that would be something like transform through for this. There, that's the overload I want. I think we'll find out. Okay, so we should be able to load our newly created prefab now and spawn it in at sort of the end of the level where the camera stops. Going, about to get a combo. There's the combo, we're going fast. Killing chickens, stopping them in place. Burrower also needs a death animation. Okay. This is not in the right place for starters. And for seconders is a very weird scale. Why is that? I think it's probably because of the parenting, but we're going to confirm that. Yeah, what the heck is with this scale? Oh yeah, it's because the level manager has scale x equals 20. Is that something it needs? Why? I mean, oh yeah, I guess it does need that for some reason. Okay. I think we want to make it on its own. And then parent it. So yeah, this, and we keep our world position. Alright, let's try that. It's possible it's too big of an object to be offset a bunch. Because like it would spawn in the center of where it is. I don't think that was a one-way platform bug. I think I just fell there. Aw, chickens. And I gotta get the new music in. I do have. Ooh, that was a weird like little. It wasn't a bounce, but it was like a failed grounded check. False negative grounded check. So I probably need to ease that a little bit. Okay, this is not the end. It's the right scale now. It's close to the end. So yeah, it's just a matter of it. It's just a matter of it needing to be offset. So I don't know. I don't really want to overthink it. Eight. All right, let's check that that's in the right place. Assuming it is, we will next add a trigger to our thing that triggers a component that tries to load the next level. Ah, dang chicken. Okay. Is it in the rightish place? Righter, not right enough. Alright, let's go ahead and stop and just see what offset we actually need. Alright, this is where you currently are. If I gave you 8, would you be in the right place? No, not really. We need a tiny bit more. Well, let's see. How does the camera go? Yeah, I mean, I think 10. What does 2 more look like on you? Yeah, that's good. So 18, actually. And I think the consequence of that is that tile map thing I drew attention to before, where even though it's a square, right? You would think as a square sort of like tile map, then the center is at 0, 0, but no, that's not necessarily the case. 0, 0 might be way above or way below that square. There's just like an internal concept of 0, 0 in the Unity tile map associated with that. So I'm gonna see if I can find a way to trim that. I'll seek the edge there. Stop all the enemies. Oh, I didn't. He was a sitting duck for me to dash, and I ran right into him. I think I need to change the color of chickens. I think I need a more deliberate palette. For like affordances against damage. Like definitely the burrower projectiles stand out. But the chickens can sometimes get lost when I'm watching the character. Alright, it's there. It's roughly in the spot I want it to be. Cool, 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 cool. Next up, we got a new component. Do this level swapping. So, we, where should that go? Where should that go? Core, I guess. Level, advance on trigger, enter. Private void on trigger enter D. Okay. So we want to look at our reload code, I guess. Which would be, I guess, in QGSM. Because for now, let's see. Yeah. So for now, it's not really going to a next level. It's just going to restart game. But what we're going to do is we're going to use this script to pass some data along. But not yet. We're just gonna, that's sort of the next step after we confirm this successfully reloads our level. So we're gonna go find our prefab for that, and we're gonna Wait, what is tile map collider is all dumb. Alright, it's fixed now. I think it was just a display thing. Yeah. But this it needs a trigger. It's going to be set to a world trigger. And then we add that new component, level advance on trigger, enter. Okay, let's see what happens. Did I need to give that a kinematic rigid body? I guess we'll find out. Also, this current coin setup is not very good. I think it's like 1.510 or something. Which like is good as a proof of concept, but yeah, it makes the entire beginning meaningless to get a few of the coins at the end, which doesn't seem right. Ow. Alright, there it is. Let's freeze time to help myself out, and bam. It does, it reloads the level, we're back. Does it just work? I think it does. Everything looks like it just works. Alright, let's run it through one more time. Might even do a double loop here just to triple check. Because the problems here might be subtle. They might not appear right away, which reminds me, we're going to go to the shop and buy something. Shield is nice. Still some visual bug there with the black and white stuff. Getting hit pretty bad. And a weird ledge grab there. But like I said earlier, ledge grab still has some known issues. Oh, I fell. Oh man, there's so much junk up here. I might have to affect the spawn biases of things. Alright, we're back again. We lost our items, that is expected. But I'm just gonna go buy something from the shop and load it one more time, and then we'll call it good. And then we'll deal with the state next. Yeah, it should not be hard with triple dump. Oh, ledge grab, you failed me. There's some, in addition to the known problems with ledge grab, there are some further consistency problems with the check not properly addressing angled platforms. Alright, I think we're good. I guess, are those chickens supposed to spawn already? Not sure. Either way, we are loading the scene, and the scene seems stable enough to not crash in any way, as far as I can tell. Open question, maybe the chickens are wrong, but I think that's good enough to call us done here on this first block. Ugh, already 7:30 though, it took a large chunk of time. Okay, so now we're gonna send some state between levels. Where basically what we would want to do is send some, like the basic version of this is we're going to send some flag that says, hey, it's not the first level anymore. So like, don't show the start screen, don't reinitialize stuff that doesn't need to be reinitialized. And then we do a more complicated version of it here where we send like all the player data or whatever. So I think what we want to do is on like main, like not on anything. Maybe on GSM, maybe GSM is the thing. Yeah, I think it would be. We go to scripts, core, We're gonna add a new script called persistent level data. Actually, I guess, well, yeah, no, we would just have to delete it. Um, so we would have something like static, I guess a struct of between level data, yes, I don't know, that's, they say naming things is the hardest part. It's not really between level data, let's just call it level state data. Or game state data, how about that? And in our game state data, we would have something like int level index starting at 0. And that's all we need to get started. Game state data s state data. And then we'll also have a bool initialized to like set up the static singleton basically. So we would have a public game state data default constructor here where we would have initialized equals true. This. Or I guess we say initialized equals, initialized isn't right either. It's more like bool is singleton or that's basically what I want to say is this is for the static check where I will flip this bool on one of them when I confirm it's not set on any others. This is, I guess, well, can we do it like this? Is a struct nullable? No, I didn't think so. So yeah, we need the default constructor to have initialized be false, or we'll call this b main data. And level index defaults to 0. What? Fine. Happy. Well, now it can be null. I don't even need this. Right? I can do null. Yeah. So we can say on awake, or I guess start, because it would be a different object. If state data is null, then it's a new. Else, that means one already exists, and we should just delete this. Right? Yeah. So destroy this. And we say don't destroy on load. This shouldn't be on the game state manager. It should be on its own object, but that's fine. And well, yeah, assuming that will just say game object. So then we create a new object here. It's persistent state data. I'm gonna rename this. Level is very misleading. Okay. So what does this basically say? It says if there is no existing static state data, then make one. And if there isn't, then, or if there is already one, then destroy this one because this is the next level's copy, which we don't need. We only need the first level's copy. So now in our game state manager, oh cool, I did make it auto. I can get rid of this comment. Okay. I think here is where we'd want to say if s level, or I guess what would the name of that class? Persistent state data dot s, it needs to be public. So state data is null or it exists, but its level index is 0. Or I guess no, I care about the opposite case. I care about it's not being null and its state data's level index. Fuck. Is that also not public? Oh. There we go. Okay. This is saying, hey, if we are not on the first level, I guess test level, because we're only going to do this probably in the main line, so we can only do the test level in the else case. But we can here in start game. Oh, that's a callback. That's not what I care about. Where is this actually doing stuff? Oh, here. Okay, so we can't have thinking about this. What needs to be here and what doesn't need to be here. I think we want basically all this except for this. Maybe that's fine for now too. So really we just want to start game immediately. And we also want to immediately hide like the other canvas. Just want like start game canvas or something. How does the start game canvas fade away? In canvas, common start group here. Is that in the base class? No. Canvas? Oh, this is the quick group. Where's the start game group? Where's that come from? What the heck? Must be in one of these. Huh. But yeah, I have no idea where the code to fade out the start menu exists. Not that. Not that. Huh. I truly do not remember. Because I just looked at the base class that wasn't in there, right? Whatever, I gotta hunt that down, and I'm gonna add a note to do so, but for now I can just go get it. Uh, can't find code that fades out start game group for levels greater than 1. Probably duplicating some logic here, because it has to be faded out somewhere, but I can't find it. So we'll just also get start game group. Says straight to 0. You know what? Get component. Animator enable is false. Okay. And then we have to actually get the start game group. That is be this. We just have to tag it. Okay. Tag start group. Right? Start group. Yeah. All right. So it nothing happens. What's the problem? 641 errors, eh? It could not find a start game group. Why not? Because the tag didn't go through. There, try again. Yeah, so that was just like cascading errors. Cool, that doesn't crash. That's all we care about, because we have to actually go to our level thing to, what was it, like advance on something? Advance, level advance on trigger enter. Yeah, we need to say here, here we say persistent level data, persistent state data, s state data dot level index plus equals 1. So it won't be 0 on the next check. Oh wait, my object gonna kill itself? I guess, hold on. We need to also update this to say state data is not null. We're gonna say else if a state data does not equal this. Can I not do that? We should just have a simplify this. Static int. Uh, game state data ID 0, then plus plus, and then uh this. And this. There. Now we just know for absolute sure which one is the first one if it already exists. All right, there we go. Now we can expect our first guy to survive, hopefully. Level transition. We'll see. I think we expect this to work like end-to-end-ish, where we would see the game start immediately on reload. And we would see the start game UI be hidden. And when we look through our level hierarchy, we'll find only a single persistent state data object. Those are the 3 goals we would have here. Oh, I should have waited. That did not work. Because S state data is not set. But it does exist. Okay, the object exists, but I never added the component. Classic. Okay. 0, 0, 0, just for persistent state data. Alright, we'll try again. So, we didn't really test much of anything there. I guess what we did test is that it at least attempted to increment the level index, right? It just crashed because there is no state data in this level because I forgot to add the component. We're gonna blast that guy. I think the burrowers should probably rise a bit higher just to make them easier to dash. It also makes them more obvious. Because sometimes, especially on angled platforms, they can maybe be... Alright, we're back. What happened? Alright, so here in our scene hierarchy, we see our persistent state data under don't destroy unload, but we should... unfortunately, we also see our persistent state data here. Did not correctly destroy itself. I think we need to... Let's just... Must be... I guess the static's being reset. I guess I'm not sure how static works across don't destroy unload. But based on this not being destroyed, I expect the ID... Actually, do we even need to destroy this? We just need this state... Well, yeah. Let me see from a debug. Do you have... you don't have the static data. If I make the object static, can I do that? Guess not. Oh, like, oh yeah, yeah. What does that do for me again? I think it does what I want. Oh, it's just whether or not it moves. Yeah, that's not useful. I thought it meant static from like a code perspective. I know I have an answer for. Let me. The problem is I don't have. I don't think I have my other projects available, but I can find them on GitHub. Hopefully I'm not. I don't think there's anything can't show in here. But yeah, I need to find some project I had that had like level-based looping music. So I guess that's gonna be Nested Catapults is probably the best example. I think that has that. We go to assets, scripts, so like an audio. No, none of this is what I want. Dang, I forget how to do this. I looked it up with music, have persistent music. I know. Oh, it's doing it by tags. Okay. 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 So we won't make this static. No, we do want this to be static, but in start, I guess, you know what we can do instead, maybe, is we can go to our world manager. Go to our world, or not our world manager, our game state manager. And here where we're doing this check, about like, hey, does state data exist yet? Yeah, here what we'll do is we'll check this. And then the else if can assume this and just check this. Here, let's just create it. So if it's being created in code, we can more easily control that it won't be created in code next time. So we can do something like instantiate. Well, I guess we have to make a prefab of it. So we'll go to resources, prefabs. So like a core. No, I'll just put it at the top level, I guess. Persistent state data. Copy that name. Instantiate resources or utility. Load prefab. Spelled utility wrong, I guess. Prefabs. Persistent state data. This. And none of the other things matter. And then when it makes itself, it will set state data. So let's just assert. So we want to assert is null as state data and then make it. And then save this object. All right, I think that's what we need. So, what do we expect to happen here? We get to the end of the level, and we go into the green transition box. We would want to see, it'll load the level, it will not show the start level UI. Not paying attention to jumping. I actually have to get to the end to load the next level. Not show the start level UI. And when I look through the scene hierarchy, there should be only one persistent level data. Damn. Alright, we did it. Yeah, we're just in the next bit here. Cool. Let's just hop through. See if there are any problems. You think it... I was thinking about potentially simplifying it down. Like, I was talking about it a little bit earlier, just responding to your comment, Dave H. there. To have, like, a more, distinct, like, more deliberate palette, basically. Like, in Downwell, which is, a game I look at for, like, a lot of reference for this. Downwell, it's basically... Everything is either white or red, and a red thing can hurt you, and a white thing can't. So I was thinking about trying to apply some kind of like simplification like that, where there's like less color going on, a more distinct visual language, and yeah, tone down these background spory boys. I didn't even really intend to have I was gonna do rain in this first level, and you're eventually making it to space, but you gotta climb up more. This would be the first level. Like Meadow is like the first set of levels. Yeah, that's definitely good feedback. I appreciate that, because that was like my #1 concern is like, well, do these read too closely to like the things you're trying to get? So yeah, definitely good to know that it is. Yeah, I think I do have. Well, I'm gonna die if I fall down, probably to the thorn wall. But I do have like some kind of gradient going on here. Oops, yeah, it got me. Ooh, interesting. Yeah, that's good feedback. Add a note of that. Stretch out sunset. Need to chill with background objects. Especially those that look like collectibles. Oh, but something I noticed there is when I lost, it put me back as if we were reloading this level, so let's fix that really quick. So what we need to do is here it's like on lose game or something. On lose game, yeah. We need to say S. Oops, being too smart for its own good. Yeah, that's free on itch to use, and the artist has a bunch of low bit tile sets. It's called Vexed, is the artist on itch. A bunch of free low bit tile sets, and I like low bit tile sets because like I'm no artist, but I like have the ability to make changes. You know what I mean? I can like zoom in to like 32 by 32 pixels and just change individual pixels. That's like within my ability. Anyway, here in this lose, we need to say persistent level, persistent state data. Let's just reset it to null. It's fine. Okay, so let's try and test that quickly. So we want to jump to the end, we want to transition to the next level, and then we want to immediately die, and then restart through death path rather than the level transition path. And if we do that, then we should see the start game UI again, instead of going immediately into it. Ledge grab. Ledge grab, constant thorn in my side. truly, nothing has impeded my progress and more frequently caused me problems than this dang ledge grab. Okay, there's the end. Alright, this took us to the next level as expected. I'm going to jump off the side to die to the thorn wall and then retry. Alright, cool. We are back to the normal start of the game. I hit enter. It works like we expect. Great stuff. Oh, wait. Why are you asserting? I don't know if this is right. Why is this triggering start multi? Oh, I guess I never checked for the persistent level data actually not being recreated. Did I do something dumb in that code? Let's look at QGSM platform here. It should only be instantiated in the case where this is null. So, yeah, this... Oh, I guess start is going to get called... Start is going to get called regardless. So, yeah, this is wrong. This needs to do something like... Well, I guess if it's null, make it, sure. Do that. But if it's not null, I guess we can make the assert it needs to be null or our ID should be 0. Wait, no, that didn't. I guess no, I don't know if there is a good way to assert this here because this didn't actually work. It's just going to reset the static counter, I think. So we're just going to have to check. Yeah. I mean, I was going to deploy to like this sort of view with sidebars for more square and widescreen platforms like PC. But yeah, I do have another configuration where it's set up where, you know, similar to Downwell, where you care a lot about vertical space, right, on mobile or in this game, and that can really be benefited in mobile where like the resolution skews vertical so much. So yeah, I guess I am also targeting the desktop type platforms because I'm like more familiar with that and it's easier to test for me and stuff. But the mobile configuration, yeah, is in the cards, and I almost expect it to be like the more reasonable, like the more like a better fit kind of, you know. If I like sit down to my computer, I'm probably playing like Civilization, I'm playing something like Cyberpunk, you know. I'm playing something more involved probably. Flow is just like a combo system where if you collect coins and continually move up and don't get hit, you'll eventually get bonus move speed and jump speed and a little rainbow effect there. I want to make a nicer rainbow effect, like an Ura or something. But then like also if you get hit a bunch, yeah, you can see it chunks out of my flow there. Anyway, what was I testing? It's restarting. Oh, right. All right. I need to look. So we have here our persistent state data, but also in main. I don't understand how this is being created subsequent times. We should maybe just need to break here. And we don't have to restart. We can maybe make it to the end, and then there should be a third one created. Yeah, I like the idea of a trail, but I think just using the basic Unity trail renderer could be maybe a little bit better than that. I have like some YouTube video in my I have a YouTube video in my like watch later that's like how to make stylized particle trails. So I'd like to see if I can follow that tutorial and implement it here. You know what I realized the problem is? This code is perfectly fine, but I don't think I ever removed it from the level. Yep, there it is. It's in the level, so it constantly gets respawned when we reset the level. We delete it from the level. We're gonna have to go again to make sure it's getting created properly. But I think that's the source of the problem here. Let's just rush to the end really quick. I should stop in a shop every so often here just to make sure no unexpected regressions. And sometimes you can get triple jump and get to the end a lot quicker. There is some, I think my grounded check has become too strict. There is some times where I'm skating on the ground and I'm kind of expecting to jump. It's not jumping. I'm just like ignoring the shit out of these projectiles. Pause time. And that should be enough to make it to the end here. Oh no, I missed it. Okay. Cool. Now we pause. It didn't make it. What the heck? Did I get rid of don't destroy unload maybe? Yes, I did. Oh no, this is the right component. I've just lost it. Persistent. It should be don't destroying unload. What the heck? Where'd you go? Yeah, actually, to sort of prevent the scope creep, I do have the entire rest of the game spec'd out here. I can scroll through the, so we got, right now what we're working on is this first 3 set of enemies for the meadow, but yeah, we're gonna go to the woods next and the hills after that. So these are like, or cliffs, hills, same thing. We got some snakes, got spiders. Then we go to snowy peaks, then space, and then the last level would be like sort of twisting in on the vine itself. So yeah, I mean, maybe that, I hope that doesn't end up being too much content. I end up laboring over it all day, all like forever and ever. I think it should be reasonable. It's just a lot of time in the beginning here has been sort of getting the core system stable. You know, because like once I have all the jump features fine-tuned, once I have like the shops well done, which I think the shops are pretty like at least from a functional perspective are in a pretty good state. So yeah, once I have all that though, I feel like just piling content on top isn't going to be that bad. Like adding more enemies, adding more bosses, adding more items, that's not too bad. It's this like getting the base state of the game up and running well that has been taking quite a while. All right, so I expect to find my persistent state data, but I'm not finding it. We see a don't destroy unload node, but my data isn't under it. So what is the deal with that? Is it created for the first time? That's a good thing to check. Yes. So there's our persistent state data. Where are we losing it? It's under don't destroy unload. Do we have to do this, or does it stay? Don't destroy unload forever? And you know what? This should be squawking as well. Start called for PSD. All right. That combination of stuff, I think we should be good enough to find what's going on. All right, we have one call to start there. That's what we expect to see. I really want to get these one-way platforms into the vine grow a little bit and fine-tune the vine grow a little bit more. I think this could look really good if I do like am a little bit more thoughtful about how I am using noise in the shader. I don't know if it's more like a screen wipe effect at this point, but I think there is a future of not that complicated a shader where I can get it instead of a screen wipe effect, it really looks like it's growing from the center. I might just have to look up like a pattern texture. Okay. Oh, you know what? I don't know. Maybe I just didn't save it's there. Maybe it needs to be called don't destroy unload every time. I don't know. Did I die there? Maybe that's what happened? I wasn't remembering properly. I'm gonna go to 1/3 level just to be really sure, just because I don't think I really changed what I needed to change. So I'm kind of surprised that it just ended up working. Oh, there's that chicken bug. Yeah, again, that's an example of, like, it's just a common thing to the physics that needs to be worked out. Once it's worked out for the chickens, it's worked out for everybody. All right, our persistent data is still there. I think we're good to go as long as there isn't a lot of copies of it in main. Yes, there are no copies of it in main. Okay. Get rid of the debug logging. Next up, here, the game state manager. Rather than just doing this, I also want to take another step and swap out this like first level base platform for our like subsequent base platform. So that would look something like here in world manager, we have base platform, which is made up of a base platform. We'll rename this base platform first and base platform subsequent. And we will disable base platform subsequent by default, and we will move it down so it looks like our end of thing block. We need to hide this as well, and this. It's on. There. Okay. Good, because it's like the state of overlapping time. All right, yeah, we're good, we're good. All right, we do that. Grab this as well. And erase pretty much the rest. The trees will be weird, but it's fine. Like, that's not the type of thing I need to care about right now. Okay. So, turn this on. We turn this off. And then here, where we're doing our branching on whether or not we're in the first level. So this would be the first level. This would be the second level. So in the first level, we do nothing. We just leave it as is because it's set up in that way. But the second level, we have the world. Yeah, we do. We say, hey, world manager, give me your, I think tile map renderers is a fine thing to grab. Yeah. Get components, children, tile map renderer, and we will include an active var tile maps of this, and we would expect is 0 is main is first level, 1 is subsequent, 2 is vine burst animation. Okay, so we in the subsequent level we say tile maps 0.enabled is false. Oh, I hit the wrong combination of keys there. Where I lost my place. File map 0. There we go. File maps 1. Ooh, I'm hitting page down. That's what it is. True. Okay. So we expect no change here in the first level, but when we get to the end, we should see the more narrow platform instead of this wide base platform. It's possibly that's a bit too narrow, especially if falling off is just going to be instant death. Did I make a note about this? Grounded drag. I keep hitting it. Grounded check has become too strict, sometimes unable to jump, kind of dragging along platforms for a frame or two longer than I would expect. Okay, onward. Get to the end. Time stop our boys. Don't bother us. Right into those projectiles. I need that screen shake for these burrow projectiles too. Like, it feels like nothing happens when they hit me because it's not screen shaking. All right, we did it. Yeah, those trees definitely look weird, but you can see how we are passing the most basic data here. I think I'm gonna take this one step further before we call this like little task group done, and that is we're gonna update the name. So we can have some private void get name from level index, and we would say if, I guess we're gonna just say switch level index, which isn't there yet. Let's add it. A 0, return meadow 1. String. Or I guess it's okay. So let's also set this name. Is this under the deployment UI switch? Yep, level text here. Great. And that deployment UI switch is sort of like giving components easy access to the UI while also building in I lost track of it. Well, it also builds in the swap from like mobile to desktop. Or see we have like this like top level define that I would flip, and it like picks one of the two UI groups to activate, whether you're on mobile or you're on desktop. But yeah, the point of it here is it'll give us easy access to this level text. And then in our game state manager, we can say here, if we're in a level greater than the first level, we want to say deployment UI switch dot level text dot text is equal to get, what did I call that? Get name from level index at whatever that other static class was, this. And I'm gonna just put that in a variable. Maybe I don't even need to pass it if it's always just gonna be this. Let me just do this. That seems fine to me. But I should, no, that's fine, yeah. Okay. So that is the last little bit of state data we're passing through from for this like bucket of tasks before we do the more complicated player stuff potentially. Well, I don't know how complicated it's really gonna be. Yeah, so what we would just want to see is this Meadow 1 text here. When we make it to the end and we load the next level, it it should change to... Oh, I saw that chicken and I thought I could dodge him. It should change to level 2. Ah, yeah. Oh, I didn't see that one. Okay, this is definitely not right. What has happened? I mean, it says Meadow 2. That's cool. Oh, I don't know how this got flipped to false. I guess I did that by accident. I'm not concerned since I saw it. Like, that's definitely what it was. Our thing flipped to Meadow 2. That's what we were hoping to see. Okay, cool. We're gonna hop back to our to-do, and given that it's 8:30, I doubt we'll be seeing these bottom tasks, but we're gonna persist and we're gonna get as far as we can. So yeah, we set up sort of the framework to communicate data between levels, and we did the most basic version of that data communication in terms of saying like, hey, this is level 1, this is level 2, and here's the name of that level. And it's the first level or it's not the first level, just really basic stuff, right? But now we need to potentially do more complicated communication where we have this player, right? And he could have he's required a bunch of money. Maybe he got hit, his health needs to stay. So his money needs to stay, his health needs to stay, and any items he's acquired need to stay. So what we're going to do about that is I think we're just going to sort of before the level switch happens in our like sort of level component here, we'll get player data. And that, I believe, the game state manager is set up to offer the player to everyone. So we can just say QGSM platform dot S player. Cool. Is there S player health? No, S player. Okay, so we'll do S player get component QHEA health dot get current value. And then there's also QHEA money, get current value. Then the items, let's leave for a second half. Let's start with health and money. So we need to add that to the state data. Player health, click int, player money. And then we're going to hop back over to our game state manager, which we should pin and get rid of these other pins that we're not using. This, this, and this. Okay. So yeah, we say persistent state data dot these things. Player health is this. The other one was player money, I believe. Okay, cool. So we're saving them. Now we need to set them as well. Go back to the platform. And we're looking for that case there. This case here, we're like, okay, this is a continuation. This isn't the first level. So we'll say here is set level properties, and here, I guess, tile maps 0 are 0 for first level, for subsequent, 2 for vine burst. Then down here we have set player properties. Say as player. We have player health? Yeah, we do. You can say player health dot set. Is there no set current value? Apply delta. All right, what we can do is, I guess, get current value. Seems kind of dumb that it can't just be set. You know what? Yeah, I changed my mind. We're adding that interface. technically what I could do here is I could get the current value, then I could get the value it's supposed to be, that could calculate a delta, and I could apply the delta as like being damage or healing. That seems kind of dumb. I should just have a public virtual void set current value. Let the children's override this if they want. M current value equals new val. And then also bool send event. Bump this to the next line, bump this, blah, blah, blah. And we're same thing here. And I kind of feel like that should be a helper. Private void send delta event int delta. Take this, bam, bam. And then we can send delta event here, delta. And then here, say, so do the delta for minus current if send event. It's like send delta event. Cool. But we're not going to send an event in this case. Send an event is like when you want something to react to healing or react to damage, but we just want to say like, no, this is actually what it's supposed to be. So we'll get our persistent state data and get our player health. What's the problem? Why don't you like this? Oh, and false, don't send an event. And then do we have the player's money? Yeah, we do. Player money, set current value. That's one nice thing. They share the same interface. So we get 2 for 1. Okay. So we're there. We set the player health and the player money. We have something we can test. At a grounded drag thing. The type of thing I wouldn't notice if I artificially reduce the size of the level to test quicker. So, you know, I still think it's a good idea. Part of like the first step of fixing these is like getting a more precise idea, okay, of like exactly what kind of patterns of movement trigger it. Oh, you burrowers. Oh, it's bad burrower luck up here. We'll pause everything and sneak around. Yeah. Oh, something crashed. Okay, line 13 failed. Oh, because these need to be get component and children. The player is like a composite object. It's not like a monolith of a mega object. So the health and the money aren't actually on the player itself. It's on one of the player's children. All right, we go again. Definitely feels a little janky right now, the snap cuts. I feel like we don't have to do the full climb animation yet, but maybe if in the short term I could get, oh, that was a terrible ledge grab. I'm lucky I didn't get stuck inside that platform. Dang you, ledge grab. Curse you all the time. Time stop for the win. Alright, yeah, we're up here. Starting, what was that? Oh yeah, 9 and 130. I'm pretty sure those aren't the starting values. 9 definitely isn't. So I think this worked. Maybe we can just stress it a little bit harder here by going again. You know, what's the harm? Oh, ledge grab. I'm so disappointed in you. Ow, ow, ow. Oh no. Well, now I definitely know I won't have the same health that I had before. Oh, killing me, chickens. Maybe too many chickens. I feel like there should be... Alright, 370 and 2. Yeah, we're good. And it also updated to Rat King. And I guess another good test here is if I die... Oh, there's a secret platform here? Alright, that's good to know. I guess I only disabled the tile map renderer, not the tile map collider. If I die here and I retry... Yeah, we're back to 5 and 10. Great, great, great. Okay, items are next. So for items, how they work is, I guess, the active item, like the stopwatch I've been using, but there are some other active items, is just an index. So that's easy to save. These modifiers are a little bit more annoying to save. They're components, I believe. Say, if I search add component, I bet I'll find them. Well, that's active. Well, no, that's something else. Really? Oh, I'm in current document. That's why. Okay. So here is where... Actually, you know what? You know what we should do instead? We have like a nice set of robust events that we can just listen to. So I think what we can do here is we can say in our level advanced thing, we want to subscribe to item manager. So we'll say private void on item obtained. I think it passes a global item ID. We say, okay, private void on start, or start, I guess. We say S something, item manager, S on item obtained plus equals on item obtained. And then we need the corresponding private void destroy that unsubscribes, just to be for the sake of cleanliness. Okay. Now here we will say our persistent state data also stores a public list of ints obtained item IDs. And then we would say here, oh, I guess we need to make the list. This need to be made. Okay, there's our list. Then here we add to it, so we say persistent state data, obtained item IDs, add global item ID. Yeah, the Visual Studio knows. Okay. So now we have a list of all the items we have. And when we, in our platform here, what we can do is we can have our follow-up here that's set player items. And we say persistent state data for int ID equals, I guess for each is what I want. var ID in percent state data dot obtained item IDs. Say as player. How do I get the player modifiers? Oh, I guess we can say get component active item manager in children, I mean. In fact, we should just get that beforehand. Var active item manager is this, and then we can say active item manager dot game object dot add component item manager dot s item data lists at ID dot behavior. Okay, I don't wanna pat myself on the back too much or like talk too big a game before I see if this actually works. But in theory, this could be a hard thing to do, right? This could require a lot of stupid, tricky plumbing and saving stuff here and there or whatever. But from good foundation and framework of systems, this is pretty simple. But let's see if it actually works. That's the question, isn't it? Okay, let's grab a carrot. Oh, that reminds me, I need to do max health too. But we can deal with that after. Oh, actually, I guess the max health will be reapplied when I gives you the carrot again, so that actually should be fine. Though I guess not. It's actually not fine if this is gonna heal me beyond what I want to be healed to, right? Because it's gonna put me at 11, and which is gonna be greater than my initial max of 10, and then it's gonna heal me up to 13. Oh, chickens, you bastards. No, it ended up with 10. It didn't actually do anything. Okay. Well, actually, it's possible it's just the UI. Let's look at player modifiers. No, they don't have the things I want them to have. Okay. Well, yeah. See, that's what I get for talking a big game, eh? So I guess what we need to do is break here and see if it's empty or is there something wrong with what I applied or what. I guess we can also add here, make sure our callback is being called as we expect. Get an item. Whatever, I'm overthinking it. Okay, so the ID is added. This I don't care about. Ow. Ledge grab is the bane of my existence. Right, we got one shield. Should turn on if we enter the rest area. There, we killed a chicken with it. Alright, yeah, so there should be... I mean, it seems like it should have happened there. Maybe I was looking at the wrong thing. Oh yeah, it's on It's on the parent and it's there. Okay. So yeah, it's just that the UI needs to be told it needs to update, I think. Something like S. I guess we should just trigger the existing events. So I think we need to make a copy of this. Previous level item ID is this. And then we iterate over the copy. Because we're going to clear the main list. And then we're going to report item manager, report item.obtained ID. So that'll refill up our list every time, which like kind of wasteful, but like whatever. You know, when n is like the highest number n can possibly be is like 60, then what are we doing? Why are we messing with that? So yeah, but it seemed to me the items were being passed along. It's just that the item UI over here, this panel, is not being updated properly. I think that should be fixed now. Grab some items, we'll find out. Get the good shield. Oh, that's all I have money for. Going up. I think I trigger ledge grabs when I don't want to, and I never trigger ledge grabs when I do. What did I buy? I mean, either way, whatever I bought, it's not in the UI. We save? I guess if we buy a second item, it might show it. Maybe it's subscribing to the shop stuff. I guess we'll see what happens if we try to buy a second item. Yeah, it spawns over, like as if there were something there. For some reason there is not. It also seems like I have messed it up somehow. Oh wait, maybe you can't make a copy like this. Maybe it's a reference. Ah, yeah, this is a reference, that's why. There, now it's an actual copy. We're going up. We're gonna find a shop. We're gonna buy some stuff. Then we're gonna make it to the top and make sure that stuff comes with us. Going up. Oh, dang. Burrower bullets. That bounce is a little annoying, but I don't know, it should be a little annoying, right? The rest of these guys are like brain dead on this first level. Okay, this position is weird. Why is that? I want to see if I go up there again, if it'll move it over again. Basically, some variable needs to be reset associated with how it is determining which, like, position or stuff. Move over again is what I wanted to check. Yes, it did move over again, or it just disappeared this time. And see. I guess possible they're not being, this item manager report item obtained isn't going through. Um, hmm. Do I still have the objects? No. So yeah, this is not re-adding them. Oh, I guess this, with this being in start, the child that subscribes to this event may not have, like, woken up yet. I mean, this was kind of hacky if I'm being honest with myself. Like, I'm clearing the list of react. I tried to explain it away, but I think I was right to point out that that was wrong. It made sense when it was convenient, but it's not actually doing what I wanted to do. Makes less sense. So what we actually need to do is we need to find the act or the item UI or whatever, collected items or something. Yeah. And we just need to find a way to force this to reload. And we can also, okay, this is already static. It is being remade. Ah. Okay, in addition to it being remade, so this is the offset problem. When we remake that list here, we want to reset this number to 0. Or wait, no, I guess we don't need to. Instead, what we should do is, after this, like, may already have items from previous levels. And in this case, you want to say, like, for int I equals 0. No. Int I equals 0. I is less than S something. Yeah, num collect upgrades plus I. I think we want to help rise this as well. No, not sure if we do. This stuff should already. No, I guess we reset them. We just don't. What if we say something like if S upgrade objects. Yeah, this makes more sense to me. Then we just won't overwrite them when we go from level to level. So they should just still be fine, except now we need a way to reset them. So we say something like private or public static void reset collected upgrades, where we would set that array back to null and that number back to 0. Okay, and then in game state manager in the loss case here, we would do this as well. We'd say, oh, I'm getting tired. I forget what class I was just in. Collected upgrades UI. Set collected. Cool. Okay, so now the upgrade data should persist kind of by default by virtue of static stuff. And it will only be reset explicitly when the game is lost, or I guess closed and quit. Alright, let's grab some items in here. And the health items, I think, because of the sort of the reason I stated earlier. In fact, let me write a note before I get need to fix interaction between HP items and restoring player health data. Order is wrong. Okay. Okay, our volatile shield is working. That's actually great against burrowers. If you get hit by a burrower projectile, the shield is going to go into the ground even potentially to clean that guy up. It's good. Good that there are you know, stuff that's more or less useful in different circumstances. Dang, this did not reload. Or I mean it did reload, or like, you know. Did we miss a save? Doesn't look like we missed a save. Okay. Did player get his things? Okay, the modifiers are still there. It's just the UI that's not behaving like I would expect. So let's take a look at that UI. In Canvas, I guess UI group switcher, selected items or something. Okay. I guess the problem is that these will just be an array of null objects. Like, yeah, the array lives, but the objects don't. So we need to recreate the objects no matter what. So I think we just offer a function to, dang, I was hoping that would work. That would have been simpler. Okay though, we just need to instead add a function to private void show collected upgrades. Where we say each bar yeah, I feel like I'm hitting the tired cliff here. I cannot think the life of me what I'm trying to iterate over. Oh, persistent state data. So it would be var ID in persistent state data items or something. S data items. Okay. Then we just call the on item obtained helper directly. And then here, if we can still use like kind of the reset pattern we have where you say if collected upgrades is greater than 0, then we do that. Then I'm going to try and add one more little thing. Public int player active item index. Go to the level advance and say this active item index to this component in children item manager get current, and then over in the GSM we apply that. What are we doing? I'm so tired. We're calling a function we just wrote something. Right, we're applying. So we say active item manager dot set current item index going to be equal to state data's saved item index. Okay. Hopefully that's all we need for the items to transition through. Oh, I did not see that chicken behind a coin. Yeah, chicken's got to be red. And on the highest layer, probably. Alright, we grabbed 3 items. Oh, and I guess we should grab an active item as well. Switch from the stopwatch to the wind staff gives us quadruple jump, or I guess more specifically, it lets us reset our jump counter. I can do 1, so I got hit. 1, 2, 3, 4, and go really high, really quick. Not as defensive as the stopwatch, though. Alright, we're on the next level. We have our items, but they're offset in weird positions. Okay. We switched to the stopwatch. That's not right. I think that's being applied somewhere. It's in the active item manager, maybe? Active item. Item. Player active item. Yeah, I think like on start. This could potentially mess it up. So we want to say else if, actually it's probably better for that just to happen here. I can take it out of the world manager, so that's kind of nice. Where we would say else if our persistent data class is data's active item index does not equal -1, which we need to go make it default to -1. So yeah, it's basically if you don't set anything, or so yeah, first if you are in a second level, get the active item what you had previously. And if there is no default, just set it to the global default. Or no, if you have set a default, set it to your default. Else, set it to the global default. So we just need to say here, this equals this. And we can go back to our GSM platform and get rid of this. Then we still had that offset problem in our upgrades UI. So basically after this check happens, say this, I think. Right, because it's going to recall on item obtained, show upgrade, which does increase this again. Okay. So last test hopefully here, because I'm getting pretty tired. What do we expect to see? We expect two things. First, we have rolled our active item saving into the active item manager class itself. The active item manager class beforehand was overriding our save. We switched to the fire staff, great. And we got some passive items as well. That feels weird. It feels weird to get the extra jump speed. Yeah, so we want to see in our next level, we should still have the fire staff, for one. The second test is we should have both of these wings, and they should be in the same sort of relative position they're in now. We don't want them shifting over. Alright, we did it! Sick. Sick stuff. Okay, we did it, everybody. Dang, we only made it halfway through our task, but I think two different things there had a can of worm that kind of ended up being harder than we expected. That's okay, because we are still stitching levels together, and that was the overarching goal. Once we're stitching levels together, like that's just a game. That's, you know what I mean? We've taken it here from an isolated collection of test levels to the beginnings of a game. So I'm pretty happy about that. I guess I'll jump through talking about the. Oh, wait, what was that? Huh. Something is not being reset properly. Oh, wait, I have to fix this. What did I break? Where are you even getting 105? Heck. Stays. Oh, it's because I got rid of domain reloading. That's why. I think I can kill it on awake. Without, because since we're not destroying it, it won't re-trigger awake. I think. Okay, and then here we also need to add the check that this not null. Okay. Oh. Oh, that logic is wrong. Why is this not hitting here? I shouldn't have the skeleton key. Huh? How can this not? I guess I can never be here, but does the modifier still have a? Oh no, it got reset to -1 somehow. It's 3 it's supposed to be. No? the heck? I'm missing something here. It's probably something dumb because it's getting late. Tired. They should fail this because the state data should be null, but it didn't. Oh, we never set this to be -1 by default. That's why. Come on, Visual Studio. Don't hang on. Oh, it is hanging on me now. Ooh. Alright, there we go. Alright, so let's just narrate here so I don't forget what I'm trying to do. I get tired. We are trying to reopen our scripts because we need to set our thing to be -1 by default, or don't, it'll override all the time, which we don't want it to. Okay. Okay, we're back to our stopwatch. That's good. And what was the bug we saw? Remember, it was something to do with the active item thing. I don't know. I remember I saw some behavior. That's what made me want to make those active items, but I've lost track of what the original motivation was. Just by all this. And we will hopefully find a use item in the next shop. Oh right, I remember. When we restarted the game after testing, oh my god, I died. But when we restarted the game after trying that level thing, we still had the data as if we were resuming from the last game we played. It was putting us on the second level. That was because some piece of the because we turned off domain reloading so we can get into the game faster. But that also means we need to manually reinitialize static variables, like the ones that are being used to control persistent data. So what we did is we nulled out persistent data on awake, and the hope is that we can still, so we still have it in our subsequent level here. We have the lives we lost, we have the money we gained, we have all our junk. But if we stop, I guess first question, it looks like item obtained is not being set. So we can add a quick call through for that, but I don't know, I probably want to do it now. Let's just die. Or no, we don't want to die. We want to stop debugging so that we don't reset data from the death path. And we jump that. Damn it, it's back. Is awake not being called again? Well, I guess we would have to, we just need, I think this to be more. You just need to set everything. Dang, I'm gonna have to call it in a second even if I am still experiencing this bug. Just cause I gotta finish up my nighttime chores and stuff to get to bed at a reasonable time to work tomorrow. Oh, I forgot about the item obtain thing. I fixed that. Good. Alright, we have to make it through the end of the level. Dude, will we? It's pretty crowded up there. Laser helped a tiny bit. Alright, now we're in the next level, then we stop the game. Oh yeah, it's still not resetting. I mean, awake should happen first, right? Oh, that didn't count because we had to recomplete the domain. Dang it. Alright, hold. Cloud bird. That was a weird grounded thing. I expected to jump there. I thought it was gonna be a dumb, like just a technical example, but fire staff, pretty good for stuff like that. Alright. This only fired once, but if I restart, does it fire again? No, it does not. Is it kept my don't destroy unload alive? No, it hasn't. Well, I guess I can remove this barrier because we weren't seeing start fire, right? I guess there's a possibility that there's an order of execution thing here. I don't know, I'm just gonna have to make a note of these bugs in my note. Call it a night in a second here. Have an item. This laser staff does need to be better though. Okay, let me stop. Yeah, I don't know. It's fine. We're gonna make a note. So two things. 2 issues remaining with player item data transition if end level not without death or quit will still have the same item for persistent data set on next play due to not having main reloading enabled. Need to figure out a way to clear the static variable cache on Unity editor and without using data persistence in the common case. Then the other note is port item obtained is being reset and not being properly updated with persistent data. Seeing items player already has reappear in shops in levels and beyond first due to these flags being cleared. Okay. Yeah, sorry to. It's a bit unfortunate there to end on something like one of them, this sort of like task 85% done. But yeah, I'm almost on 3 hours of stream here. I gotta still eat dinner and go to bed and wake up for like 8 o'clock work. So I'm gonna have to call it here. That's okay though, cause I still, I still stand by my sort of being happy in the previous outro I was saying before I noticed that bug, where yeah, there are some kinks to work out still, yeah, but we do have finally in place the overall system of transitioning between levels, and that's how we're gonna make a game happen. So yeah, that's exciting. I know it doesn't sound it, but that's just because I'm pretty tired here after like 8, 9 hours of work and then 3 hours of stream or so. So yeah, thanks for tuning in if you did. Thanks for feedback and stuff like that. I really appreciate feedback. I probably will be out for next week, Tuesday the 26th. I'm not sure yet if I'll be out January the 2nd. It's gonna depend on how stuff at work is going. Just because it's this holiday time into first few weeks of January is just gonna be a really busy time for me at my main job. So I'm gonna do the best I can to keep the progress flowing, but I have a feeling there might be sort of a reduction in my productive capabilities while I got a lot of work stuff to do that will be improved when I can finally take some vacation. I think I have like I built up like 20 more than 20 days of vacation, maybe almost 30 days of vacation next year because I just took so little vacation this year. So yeah, we gotta get over this milestone for work, but once we do, we're gonna be hitting Vine game with a fervor, with a frenzy, and getting that content pushed out because functional baseline is pretty close. Pretty close. So yeah, I guess that's it for tonight. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for feedback. Check me out on the social medias, Wyatt, Bench, Zen, all those places, and have a good night.